So chapter 1 NCERT class 12 we are going to study today relations and functions. So basically relation and function you have already studied in your class 11. This is the refreshed edition where you are getting much more deeper concepts in this chapter itself. So before going on to the main definition, I would like to run you through the first year's concepts. A be set 1, 2, 3 and let B be the set 4 and 5. I suppose you know how to write A cross B. So A cross B can be written as 1, 1, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4 and 2, 5, 3, 4 and 3, 5. Where A cross B is nothing but the Cartesian product of A and B. Now a relation is nothing but it is a subset of the Cartesian product of the two sets. Okay, so Cartesian product of A and B is this. Now let me write a relation R. R is A comma B where A and B both are odd numbers. So now you tell me the relation R is a relation A comma B where A and B both are odd numbers. So where you will find such numbers. Let us check in the Cartesian product. So 1, 4, 1 and 4, 4 is even, so excluded. 1 and 5, 1 is odd, 5 is odd. So which it comes in our relation. 2, 4 both are even, 2, 5 even. This also don't come. 3, 5. So 3, 5 is a Cartesian. 3, 5 is included in our relation because 3 and 5 both are odd numbers. So now if you see here, A and B are two different sets which we took the Cartesian product and we have got Cartesian product this, and relation I defined relation as A comma B where A and B both are odd numbers. So therefore R, what did I get? 1, 5 and 3, 5, which is our relation. Now let us get back to the definition of originally. So A is a relation R from a non-empty set A to a non-empty set B is said to be the subset of the Cartesian product A cross B. Okay, here we are telling subset. So therefore 1, 5 and 3, 5, is it not the subset of A cross B, which holds good to the definition? So this is nothing but a basic, very basic introduction of what is a relation. Okay, so let us learn types of relation over here. So the first relation what I have considered here is an empty relation. A relation R in a set A is called an empty relation if no element of A is related to any element of A. It means what? Now forget about this initial definition, whatever it is there. I'll help you to understand it better. Now I have a set A is nothing but 1, 2, 3. Now I want to define a relation. It means I should have a Cartesian product first. In order to have a Cartesian product we need two sets. So therefore I'll consider another set A as it is 1, 2 and 3. Now I'll get A cross A as this whole set. Now I'll make relation R is such that A comma B where A and B both are greater than 3. A and B both are greater than 3. So if you observe, find me such a number. ऐसा एक ऑर्डर पेयर ढूंढ के बताओ कि दोनों नंबर 3 से ज्यादा होना चाहिए, मतलब 3 से बड़ा होना चाहिए. If you see here A comma B where A and B both are greater than 3, if you observe there is no such number. It means what? It means what? Now my relation is nothing but an empty set, or phi means what? Empty relation. And if you observe, null set is the subset of A cross A. So therefore this is your empty relation. It means what? Your relation set should be empty, then it is known as an empty relation. Okay, so the second type of relation we are going to study is a universal relation. So let us read out the definition. A relation R in a set A is called universal relation if each element of A is related to every element of A. It means what? Each element of the set A should be related to every element of the another set A, which is basically the same thing. So A cross B is nothing but I have taken the Cartesian product Now the main part is defining the relation. I mean I'm matching with the example. So R is equals to A comma B, where A and B both are less than 4, where A comma B both are less than 4. So stay with me. So R is equals to what now? 1 and 1 both are less than 4. So therefore 1 and 1 is included, 1 and 2 is included, 1 3 is included, 2 1 is there, 2 2 is less than 4, 2 3 also comes, 3 1 comes, 3 2 will also come, 3 3 will also come. It means what? See, whatever I have considered the relation is less than 4. Okay, so every element of A cross A, is it present in the relation set? See, A cross A में कितने हैं? All those are the present in my relation R. It means what? It means what? A cross A is nothing but equal to relation set R. So therefore this type of relation is known as universal relation. So the next type of relation what we are going to study, it is quite important. Okay, so the reflexive kind of relation, the type of relation here is reflexive relation. If A comma A belongs to R, for all A belongs to A. So I have demonstrated an example right over here. So if you have 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 in the relation set, then that type of relation is known as reflexive relation. Okay, so nothing much to discuss. When we solve the problems it will be much clear. Now symmetric relation, a relation R is said to be a symmetric relation if A1 A2 belongs to R, implies that A2 A1 belongs to R. It means what? Mirror image should exist in your relation. So that is what I have done here. So 1 2 exists in the relation R. It means what? 2 1 should also exist in the relation R. If this case holds good, it means what? Relation is nothing but symmetric relation. So 1 4 is there, 4 1 is there. It means what? It is a reflexive, symmetric kind of relation. Okay, so when we solve much problems, it will be much clear for you. Okay, so the next type of relation that we are going to see here is a transitive relation. So let us see what does it states. A relation R in a set A is called transitive if A1 comma A2 belongs to R, A2 comma A3 belongs to R, which implies that A1 comma A3 should also belongs to R. It means what? See here, A1 comma A2 belongs to R, A2 comma A3 belongs to R, which implies that A1 comma A3 should also belongs to R. Okay, so let me check here. I'll make out a relation like this, where 1 comma 3 is present and 3 comma 5 is present and 5 comma 1 is also present. So now if you observe here, 1 comma 3 is there, which is like A1 comma A2, right? And now 3 comma 5 is there, which is like A2 comma A3. Now what happens? You should get, suppose this be 1 comma 5. Okay, sorry, 1 comma, so this is like A1 comma A2, this is like A2 comma A3. Then what is your set? It is A1 comma A3, which is 1 comma 5. This condition should be satisfied, then only you say this relation to be transitive relation. Okay, so in transitive also there is an exceptional case that I will be discussing when the problem comes. It is very peculiar, so please make transitive as an important one. And the next type is equivalence relation. If relation R is said to be an equivalence relation if it is all the three, reflexive, symmetric as well as transitive, it is known as an equivalence relation. Okay, so let us see one example, that is example number 4. What he is telling is, show that the relation R on a set, one set is given, that is 1 2 3, given by R is equals to 1 to R is the relation given, is reflexive but neither symmetric nor transitive. Okay, it is reflexive, we have to show. So before proceeding with this sum, we will have a quick recap of what we have done so far. So reflexive means what? Reflexive means A comma A should belongs to R, then it is known as reflexive. Symmetric means if A1 comma A2 belongs to R, then A2 comma A1 should also belongs to R. Basically mirror image should be there, so it is known as transitive. Symmetric, if it is transitive, then it is A1 comma A2 belongs to R, and A2 comma A3 belongs to R, then which implies that A1 comma A3 should also belongs to R. So this is the quick recap of all the three definitions what we have studied so far. So therefore first one, let us check. First we will write the relation. So relation is equals to 1 1 2 2 3 3 1 comma 2 2 comma 3. Okay, so the set, what is the set given? Let that set be A 1 2 and 3. Okay, so the given set is what? This is a given set, this is a given relation. So 1 is there. So reflexive होने के लिए क्या चाहिए? 1 1 should be there. 1 is there, no? The first element is 1. So reflexive होने के लिए 1 1 should be there. So 1 1 is there, 2 is there, 2 2 is there, 3 is there, 3 3 is there. So see how you are going to write. Since 1 1 2 2 3 3 belongs to R, 1 1 2 2 and 3 3 belongs to R, therefore R is symmetric, R is reflexive, R is reflexive. So reflexive is done. Now let us check what is the second one. Symmetric. Okay, so 1 1 2 2 3 3 are now thrown out, ignore them, and let's just see here. 1 comma 2 is there, 1 comma 2 is there. What this states, if 1 comma 2 is there, 2 comma 1 should also be there. So therefore if you see here, 1 comma 2 is there, 2 comma 1 exists here? No, there is no existence of 2 comma 1. So therefore how we are going to write? Since 1 comma 2 belongs to R, but 2 comma 1 do not belongs to R, therefore R is not symmetric. Understanding? So therefore R is not symmetric. So the last part here we will discuss about transitive. So this all are to be left out. Now since look at the definition once and then come back here. Since 1 comma 2 belongs to R, it means what? It is acting like A1 comma A2 belongs to R. Okay, we will write 1 comma 2 belongs to R. Yes, it belongs. Now A2 comma A3 also belongs to R. A2 comma A3 also belongs to R. It means what? 2 comma 3 belongs to R. But by eliminating this common one, but 1 comma 3 do not belongs to R. Does it belong 1 comma 3? No, it does not belong. So therefore what you can say? R is not transitive. So this is the basic introduction of relations exercise 1.1.